This podcast is a part of the Royal We Network.
Spit on me.
Sucking on a chili dog, sucking on a dog. Sucking on a chili dog, sucking on a chili dog. Sucking on a chili dog. Sucking on a dog, sucking on a chili dog. That has been in my head non-stop since Zach sent that to us.
It's super funny.
We drove around today and I just put it on immediately. I woke up this morning, I was singing it in the shower. My poor girlfriend has heard it probably. How many times have I sang that?
10 times.
10? 100. 10 is a low estimate.
Yeah, it's really funny. It was just what it is. It's just a guy singing Jack and Diane, but every line is just the sucking on a chili dog line. So the whole song is...
I love that. And I didn't know that was part of the song, so I went and listened to the real song after. And like the second verse opens with like, sucking on a chili dog outside the Twisted Free. And I was like, oh, he says it. He says it in the song.
Yeah. It's such a weird thing to sucking on a chili dog.
Sucking on chili dog. Okay, well, hey, we're still dialing in the right amount of banter, and I think open a little bit of singing. I think that's part of the secret sauce, I believe. Welcome to another episode of the Royal We. I'm Sam.
I'm Nate.
Welcome, boys and girls, to another episode of the Royal We. What we normally do, Mr. Lee, what we normally do is Jesus. You sent me, to derail this immediately, you sent me a picture of those. Oh no, it was them singing a sea shanty.
Yeah.
And my reaction was, God damn, Julian's as broad as a bus.
He is. I love that those dudes just live those characters. Like, Ricky's got to walk around with that haircut. Like, that's his real hair all the time because of that character.
That's so funny. And it's a ridiculous haircut. Let's go, Corey Trevor. Let's go, Smokes. What we normally do is
Come on, astronaut cop.
we read headlines.
Yep.
We read headlines and we just guess. We have conjecture-based comedy podcasts about what could the headlines even mean, because we don't read the articles. Facts just get in the way. If you guys want to send us headlines, and you should, you guys could do that at Royal WeCast on Twitter, royalwecast@gmail.com, or live at twitch.tv/Royal WeCast. Joining us live, we got one viewer in the chat right now.
Oh.
This is actually, I think, a reasonable time. People could be on their way to work.
Yeah, what time's it over there? It's like 7:30.
7:30 in the morning. They could be waking up. So
Yeah.
if you like join us for making a little bit of the sausage.
It's hard waking up. Get some Royal We in your cup.
Sucking on a chili dog.
Sipping on some Royal We.
Sipping on Royal We and sucking chili dogs. Let's just, you know what?
It's a recipe for disaster.
We haven't opened up the law in a long time.
Yeah, I like the law.
I got a couple here.
Okay.
And then we got some others, and we'll get on out.
Sounds like a plan.
Did I describe the podcast?
Yes.
We read headlines.
Yeah, you got it. We got it.
All right. You guys listen to us. If you're listening to us, you've done it before.
Unless you're a Russian wandering into the chat and being like,
Y'all is repeat offenders. I will offend again. The law. Okay, let's start. UK man gets drunk, legally changes his name to Celine Dion.
I mean, how long are you drunk for?
I love it. And you know what's great? I actually saw, I didn't save this to the drawer, but I just kept it in the old noggin. Apparently he's sobered up, obviously, and has no intention of changing it back. He's just going to be Celine Dion.
Fuck it. I did what? Oh, God. Yeah, fuck me. I'm not changing it.
What I don't understand is, like, if you get drunk, they won't give you a tattoo.
Right. How are you going to court and changing your name? Like, and that's a process.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you do that.
I'm pretty sure it is. Daphne told me when she got married to Mike, like, that was super hard in America, getting her name legally changed to his last name.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to fill out a bunch of forms, and I think it costs money. And then you have to, like, go to, like, the courthouse or something, like some sort of office, some sort of government office, and fill out.
Now, I don't need you to tell. I'm not asking you to tell on yourself.
Uh-huh.
But what's the longest extended period you've been drunk?
Who?
You.
No. Yeah, no. On me.
Oh, it was an exclamation? Okay. Are you drunk now?
No, but I wish I was. No. Who? You? No.
I don't understand the question. Because this guy I know, he told me a story where he tried to just stay drunk for a week. And he's not like, he's chuckle fucky enough to do something like that, but he's he was one of the guys in charge of the optics for the Hubble Space Telescope.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, he's like a smart dude, but he's like, yeah, I just tried to, he's like, after the second day, drunk is a different thing. And also your body hates you.
Yeah. Like, I've been before. Well, that explains why the Hubble was all blurry that time, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Old throwback. Fucking Hubble. I don't think I've been drunk. Like, I've gotten drunk in succession, like multiple nights, like that.
But you didn't sustain the buzz.
Yeah, but perpetually drunk, like drunk perpetually. I mean, I don't know. There's been times, like back in the day, I remember, like, we would drink at night and then I would fall asleep, and then as soon as we would wake up, we would start drinking again. So you were it's like your body never really felt sober. Like, it's almost like you immediately.
This guy was telling me he set alarms. He would set alarms to crush a beer when he was sleeping.
Oh, Jesus.
To maintain the buzz. I mean, he's a scientist.
Yeah.
He knows.
Sure. And if we know anything about scientists from this show, they're very reasonable.
They're fucking around.
A lot of fucking around. I remember that time years ago whenever we were in college that week of Thanksgiving that we were off, and I was drunk. It felt like I was drunk for like 3 days.
Yeah, I remember coming to get you. You were drunk. You were drunk all of Thanksgiving. I dropped you off. I mean, you were at least drunk that whole day.
Yeah.
I mean, a day doesn't seem an unreasonable amount to be drunk.
Yeah, but it was like, but the thing was, I think I got drunk the night before. So I was drunk then and woke up and was still kind of drunk and immediately started drinking. So I didn't really feel, like, I immediately still felt drunk. And then we drank all that day of Thanksgiving.
So would you say that probably 2 days is your record?
Probably. Of being, maybe not even 2, of being perpetually drunk. Now, drinking in a row, like nights in a row or something, where you sober up completely and then just do it again. Probably done that a lot more than that, but
week?
Back in the time whenever I allegedly fucked that pizza during that trip, that was one I remember I had to not drink.
Yes.
That last night we were there because what happened is I went
like spring break weekend or something, right?
Well, it was St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, okay.
And a bunch of us went out drinking that night for St. Patrick's Day, and the next day all I had to go was go and turn in my assignment, and then immediately getting in the car and driving to where my friends had rented this beach house in like Alabama.
This is before you knew me.
I think so, yeah. I think it was before.
I think a year or so before.
Yeah, about a year before I knew you. And then I drove there.
It's all been downhill since.
And when as I got there and I drank the night before, then we drank that night. I woke up the next day and we were just at like the beach. So it was just like, there was like no rules. There wasn't like, so you just wake up and just kind of like.
we were at the beach, so there were no rules, Your Honor.
There were no rules. You just fight crabs.
You don't have any power at the beach.
Yeah. It's like by that third day, like I honestly felt like I was going to, like, I had this like existential dread. And I was like, if I drink.
Is that the same night that you got that crazy spider bite and you thought your arm was going to fall off?
Yeah, my hand like tripled in size. I got bit by a spider. I fell and cracked my head.
Fuck the pizza. Is that also that you were at a parking lot and that lady punched you?
No, different. That was way before that. But I got drunk and drove my car onto the dunes on the beach.
And get it stuck? Did you get it stuck?
I was able to back it out of there, but those dunes wouldn't have been there. I would have died by driving my car into the ocean. Lunacy.
To no one's surprise. He did what? Coroners found pizza in his pants.
We don't know what was happening. Man, ludicrously drunk, fucks pizza, drives into the ocean. But the next night I hid because everybody was drinking, and like I don't think I couldn't get them to understand. I was like, guys, like I feel like I'm about to have a panic attack. Like my body's like if I drink right now, I'm going to die.
Just revolting.
Yeah, it was just like an insane hangover. It was like 3 or 4 days catching up with me. And I was like, I can't drink tonight. And I hid under this blanket. And the way the blanket was, it was like an elven cloak. Like I could see out of the weaving, but no one knew I was laying there.
What?
I just laid on this pile of shit in the corner of the room for like 5 hours while everybody just got drunk and had a party around me. And I was just hidden underneath my elven cloak in this pile of shit. And at some point, somebody was like, "Where's Nathan?" Like 5 hours. And they're like, "Oh man, like let's see if his car is there, if he drove it out into the ocean again." And they were like, and then I popped out of my hiding place and was like, "Bah." Anyway, guess what we're doing?
The reason I asked though, we're just two dudes talking. The reason I asked though is because this guy must have had to maintain a buzz over an extended period of time.
I would think.
Multiple days. I don't think you could just go get your name changed. Well, this happened in the UK. Maybe it's easier.
Ah, true.
Stamp it.
Yeah, or he could have been drunk just long enough to go down and fill out the paperwork and get it all submitted and then left. And then it's true. A week later, he gets a thing in the mail being like, oh, your name's legally changed to Celine Dion.
Here's one that's much more on brand for us. Son wins lawsuit. Now, it's important that he won this lawsuit after mom throws away his best porno mags.
What? Is he a Beastie Boys song?
Is that a thing?
It's from a beat with, and my mom threw away my best porno mag.
That's almost exactly this headline.
Yeah, fight for your right to party, my man.
Son won his lawsuit to first fight. Do you think he did it? No, this what under what? What?
How? Yeah, under what?
Son wins lawsuit after mom throws away his best porno mags. On what grounds is that? It's not illegal.
Unless by best they don't mean like what he thinks is the best, but maybe he had like an old collection of like vintage Playboys.
They're valuable.
They're valuable, and she throws them away, and he's like, "What are you doing? Those were worth like $100,000."
So then he could win damages. It's not just she's not just throwing away some old Maxims or whatever.
Right. So then he and you know, I'll let it crack me up. But so then he could go to court and be like, hey, if like these are worth money and she threw them away, like she owes me this money. And the judge is like, hey, yeah, you're right. Those were yours.
Hey. Oh, hey, yeah.
It says, welcome to laid back courtroom.
Oh, yeah. After that bit of information, I think you're right.
Yeah, man. Right, you know, I'm with you.
That would be great. That would be a cool show, actually.
Laid
just
back
a dude
court.
who's high, like a guy, like, you know, is wearing a robe, like the dude, basically.
Yeah.
Like, oh, far out. And then, like, loses track of the case. And they're like, no, Your Honor, I'm the defendant.
A lot of ins, a lot of outs, a lot of...
Gresham will not stand, man.
Yeah.
That would be a cool show, I think.
It would. I've still got Gary Busey Pet Detective sitting on my desktop in a folder that
Oh, God. Have you seen it? Have you been watching it?
No, I keep forgetting about it. Like, I grabbed it all, maybe probably like a week ago, because I heard through reliable sources that it's one of the most ridiculous things.
If you haven't seen it, man, first of all, everyone watch it. But also, we could just watch stuff via Zoom.
Right. Yeah. I'm not...
Because, like, getting around is difficult.
Yeah. Camels.
It's not so much getting around. That's not so hard. It's the getting together and lining up time.
Right.
Those of you guys at home, do you guys have the same problem? Just getting lined up with your buds. It's so difficult.
It's just like, and we've been on vacation, so like we've literally had nothing to do, and we still can't fucking
I've not worked in over a month.
Well, because for me, I'm bad to get my sleep schedule all out of wonk.
Right.
All out of wonk. I'm all out of wonk. I'm so lost without you. I need some more wonk.
Sucking on a chili dog. I can't do it to any other tune other than Jack and Diane. Try it. Try to sing any other song to that tune.
Well, what's the one I was just singing?
Or sing, not any other song. You know what I'm saying?
Sucking on a chili dog. Sucking on a chili dog. Sucking on a dog. Sucking in on a chili dog. Sucking in on a dog.
Okay.
Sucking in on a dog is what I like.
Sucking in on a dog. Here's the new game we're about to play.
Okay.
To just derail this whole podcast. We have to sing Sucking on a Chili Dog, and then the other person has to guess the song.
Okay. You don't have to twist my arm.
All right. Sign me up. Okay, I'm gonna start off with I'm gonna throw you. I'm gonna serve you a softball first, okay?
Okay.
Sucking on a chili dog. Sucking on a chili dog.
Happy birthday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now your turn. I served you a softball. You can serve me a softball.
Okay,
too.
yeah, okay, serve you softball. Okay, softball. Okay, not exactly softball, but I think you'll get this one.
Okay.
In the same ballpark.
Okay.
Sucking on a chili dog. Sucking on a chili dog. Sucking.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the.
Yeah.
Okay.
See what I did there?
Softball's done. Let's rank it. Yes. Now let's increase it in difficulty.
Okay.
Okay. Let me think.
We're all in on this.
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Me too. Me too. Don't you threaten me with a fucking good time. It's harder than you think.
Yeah, it is. Because you start to do it and your brain goes, what?
No, that's not it. Sucking on chili dog. No, hold on. Sucking. I can't. Hold on. My poor girlfriend's listening to us do this stupid game. This is a comedy podcast. Don't judge us.
You will play next.
Well, what's difficult, man, is I can't think of like suck. I can't do it without the words. Hold on. No, I can't. That's not gonna work. If I look at the words, I want to sing the words.
Right.
Suck it on the chili dog. Suck.
Just think about how the words, the sound, the notes they make, and not the words.
Okay, let me try again. I'm gonna try a different song that I know a lot better. Okay, hold on. Suckin. No. I can't do it. You try. You try with a more complicated song than Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Like I was trying to do what? She's knocking me out with those American thighs. The sucking the chili dog. That's what I was trying to do. I wanted to do that.
There's no way in hell I would have got that if all the words were sucking on a chili dog. What? There's no.
Try to sing that song with sucking on a chili dog.
I can't because I don't even know all the words to that. But
I don't know them either. Okay, the way you do it then.
Well, you could do something like what's the Led Zeppelin song? Sucking on a chili dog. Blah 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 blah. Suck it out, chili dog, chili dog. This is ridiculous.
Well, wait, hold on. I want to do it. Let's do a. But I'm gonna pitch a song to you that you definitely know.
Okay.
Because this is challenging.
Okay, yeah.
Hey Jude. Hey Jude. Sucking on a dog. Sucking on a chili dog.
There, you did it.
Kind of.
Yeah.
You did it.
That's you did it. That's better than I would have done. Yeah.
Okay. We should probably stop doing this.
But guess what? This could be a recurring segment. So if you didn't like that, fuck off.
If you didn't like that, you probably don't like our podcast, to be honest. Okay. Here's another one. Ex-Biden. No.
Hold up.
What?
Gather yourself. You just. Okay.
Okay. Now, I said Biden, but what I meant was Bin Laden.
See, I knew it. I knew that. I knew something was up with that sentence.
No.
It's okay. He's a clone. Have you heard that?
Joe Biden?
Yeah, he's a clone. Tom Cruise is a clone. I'll have to send you this nonsense I found. Where that's the new thing. Is they're all these people are dead and they're just clones.
On whose authority?
The shadowy cabal that runs the planet. Anyway, I don't believe this, by the way. I don't subscribe to that idea. I just think it's hilarious. But
ex-Bin Laden henchman freed from New Jersey prison. Now, first of all, what? There's a Bin Laden henchman in a New Jersey prison.
Henchman.
After judge deems him too fat for jail.
Holy shit.
How can you be too fat for jail?
And you don't normally, I mean, I don't know, but normally those fellas don't get that fat. They're like mountain people, right?
Those fellas.
But yeah, that sounded bad. That's not, jeez. I mean, he is a terrorist.
Yeah, that's what you meant.
That's what I meant. A terrorist.
I imagine that's probably true. I imagine terrorists probably not often fat.
Too fat. What was the Steven Seagal thing? Too fat for
terror.
It was too fat for terror.
But you made that up, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But this guy is literally too fat for terror.
Well, no, he wasn't too fat for terror.
Oh no, he was just fine. Terror takes all comers.
he was serving terror up, and then they tried to put him in jail. Too fat for jail. Too fat for justice.
Too fat for justice. There we go.
God, I imagine it's probably like he probably is like maintaining his lifestyle, or he's too fat. He can't move around easily, or having to get in between.
Right.
He can't walk, maybe.
Yeah, that's it. He's so fat that he can't. But once you get into jail, they control what you eat. So how is this guy not losing weight?
Here's a thought. If say you have no arms, no legs.
Okay.
And you end up in jail. Mm-hmm. Or say...
Oof. There's got to be special circumstances. There's got to be special jails.
There's special jails where they just like... Huh. Because what if you
yeah, because you'd be so easily taken advantage of. Just roll away.
I wasn't even thinking I wasn't putting it on that, but yeah, just roll away. I would if you have some sort of extenuating circumstance, some medical problem where you constantly, say you are constantly to get dialysis, they'll give you dialysis in jail, right? Because it's not a death sentence.
True. They have to take care of you. So imagine. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if this is making it sound like they let this guy. He's out walking the streets, out rolling around the streets.
I don't. Yeah, he's probably just too fat to be in that jail. But they locked him up in a different place.
Yeah, he's in like a hospital or something, like with a policeman that stands outside the door.
But you're right, man. As soon as you're in custody, you're not going to be able to maintain that in custody.
Right, because unless you
be that big, eating.
Yeah, unless you've got some sort of like chemical problem, like glandular problem or something.
Which is exceedingly rare. I've done the research.
It's very rare. It's normally because you eat like 4 chickens and a bunch of pizzas every single day. So yeah, as soon as you get in there and they're giving you 3 squares a day, like you have to lose weight because that's got to be a fraction of what you would normally eat.
Jail is already miserable enough, man. Imagine if you were used to eating like a goddamn monster and now all of a sudden you have to eat like a normal person, like cold turkey, like just bam.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be miserable, man.
That's what makes you reconcile with your crimes. It's like jail's not that bad. It's like I can't. But I keep coming back to that, and I don't know if this is. I don't mean to be, but you don't like an Arab terrorist. If he was a henchman, like Bin Laden, like they lived in the mountains and like caves and shit. How are you getting that big in that circumstance? You know what I mean?
But he might be
the reason like so many people like get big is because you just have access to just unlimited food. But there, it's like how are you consuming so much food in that type of a lifestyle and culture?
He might have just been like someone in the city. Like it might have been like their Moneypenny or like their Q. You know, like
that's true.
Someone who was just like a remote guy.
You know what? Fuck me. I assumed he was Arab.
Yeah, he could be anything.
Shame on me, Nate. He could just be. Yeah, all it said was henchman. I'm sure he had henchmen of all.
He could even be like a New Jersey guy. Maybe he's just a guy from Jersey.
Yeah. All right. Well, I learned something today.
There was this, this really has almost nothing to do with anything that we're talking about except fat people. Back where I used to live, there was this deli called Orsini's, and it was run by this guy. I can't remember his first name, but his last name was Orsini.
Right.
And his commercials was just his big fat face. And he'd be like, come on down to Orsini's Sausage and Deli. And he would like hold an eclair and eat it. And he'd take a bite, but he took a bite like, he made them, it was always, it was the first bite of an eclair, but that wasn't the first take, Like,
yeah. like whip up a dozen of these because I mess up.
I'm gonna put a mess on these eclairs.
He wiggles his fingers.
Here's one more in the law.
Right.
Coast Guard rescues trio from deserted island where they lived on rats and coconuts for a month.
Woo.
Man.
I thought our island experience was rough.
Yeah, we lived in what? PBR and pork chops.
Yeah, hot dogs.
I don't think we were drinking PBR. I don't know what we were drinking. Probably rum.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I guess you got to do what you got to do. But
Coast Guard rescues trio from deserted island. This isn't really. I didn't really know where to put it. I guess the Coast Guard's the loss, right? I mean, we don't have a maritime drawer.
Right. Maritime wasn't a good time.
Lived on.
They were eating as many coconuts as they can stand before they were like, fuck it. No more coconuts. Like, I'm going to die. I have to eat a rat.
And you know how many rats there must have been on the island for them to be able to catch them?
Yeah.
Rats are wily, man. And you're on an island. You don't have traps or anything. You're just on a goddamn island with coconuts.
Yeah. So I guess they were just so many that they had reached like a equilibrium with the island, So there's like, it's like that island.
What are the rats eating?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're eating just enough to where they know it's like, okay, there's this many rats on the island. If they breed too much more, then they just die off because there's not enough food. So eventually they've reached an equilibrium. It's like that island where there's like millions of snakes.
Okay.
And it's perfectly balanced where they're like, there's just enough snakes and just enough like mice and shit for them to eat that it's just, they formed this thing where there's able to be like shit tons of mice and shit tons of snakes and they just live on, and it just like it's just like it's ran its course and it's just come to like
I guess I get what you're saying. Sure.
I don't know why I'm saying it. What the fuck does this matter?
It's like, the island that one of all the dinosaurs on it.
Oh yeah, the Lost Island.
Did I ever tell you I went on a date with this girl and she told me that, that, I think we maybe talked about this on the podcast a long time ago. Do you know that like spoof documentary that Discovery Channel did about mermaids?
Yes, and I never understood why they did that because
she saw it, but she didn't see the end where they say it's fake.
Right, a lot of people didn't.
And she just was like, no, I saw a thing. They're real. And I was like, they're not.
Yeah, and I know. And why would you do that, Discovery Channel? You know what I mean? It's like,
well, now
I never understood that.
They've learned better. Now they just show us 90 Day Fiance, or is that TLC?
That might be TLC, but they show stuff like it's like ghost hunters
and
that.
Ghost hunters, yeah. Are there any ghosts here? If there are, make your presence known, please.
Yeah, and then the next one, they're just like, where they're going around like antiquing.
I don't know that I have it in me, man.
What?
I'm just to just crow back us back onto topic. I could live on coconut. How many? I think I could go with coconuts for a whole month before I'd eat a rat.
You'd have to reach a point. I mean, I think I would. I mean, I think I would reach a point that I would eat a rat.
I think it would take more than a month. I mean, are coconuts? You think the coconuts weren't plentiful?
If could have been. They could have been they were running out of coconuts.
And there's 3 of them.
Yeah. So you're not. It's like we got to start eating rats, or one of us are going to get eaten.
God, man, that's rough. I want to learn more about that. It's not so much funny. Maybe it'll be a bummer, but
It's probably
let's open up the.
people eating rats.
I know
It might be a bummer.
that might be it. Well,
They had to eat rats to live. There might be a joke in there.
animals. Let's open that drawer. That's a good one.
Okay, animals.
I got 3 that I want to talk about.
Okay.
No, 4.
Let's get on.
Animal lover shares her home with 480 cats and 12 dogs.
I mean,
That's wild. I am not a big pet fan. I'm not big on pets. Like, I'm cool if other people have them. I'm not saying don't have pets. I don't want to deal with it.
sure.
3 cats is where the line I would say of where it's too many cats.
Yeah.
4 is too many. 3 is, I would say, maybe a reasonable number of cats to maybe have.
And then you gotta be on top of it.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, you gotta be on top of one cat. In my opinion, there's nothing worse than like, because I used to have a cat and I was fine with having a cat, but like you gotta stay on top like every.
She smells like piss.
Yeah, every fucking day, man. You got to be like emptying and replacing that. You got to stay on top of it because that is the worst. Is when you go to someone's house and they have a bunch of cats and you go in and it's like ammonia about knocks you out. It's like,
So imagine what 480 cats would make a house smell.
100% that can't be healthy. Just the dander coming off of their fuzzy bodies couldn't be healthy to breathe. I mean, toxoplasmosis. That's a
Yeah.
you got it.
Yeah, my theory is that there's like a parasite that people get from like cat poop.
Yeah.
And people can get it, but it's what's for like rats. It makes rats more docile, or like they like.
It like turns off their fear response or something. Yeah.
Yeah, so then they'll like approach cats. But my theory is it makes like, you know, people like they get in their head they just like fucking love cats.
They got it.
I think it's toxoplasmosis, man.
I think so too. Yeah.
Now I shared that one with you to then share you this one.
Okay.
Woman shares her home with 1,300 dogs,
No.
100 cats, and 4 horses.
Well, first of all, what the fuck is the term home imply here?
Yeah.
Are you
I know. Is it a compound?
yeah, a vast cave system? Like what do you mean home? How do you have how many
1,300, 1,300
dogs
dogs.
and a horse?
4.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny in the last one that the dogs snuck in there. There was just a few. It was like
12, yeah.
It was 100. It was hundreds of cats and just a few dogs. Like
Right.
Like she didn't even notice them. They're like day 314. They still don't know. They still don't know we're in here. And then it's like the same way with that. It's just like horses wandered in. It's like, is that a horse over there? I don't even know, man. Don't even worry about
But
it.
maybe like, is it like because you hear people who like rescue, they like get every rescue in a thing because they're all about to be put down, they get all of them, you know?
Sure, but if you got put into that's like a concentration camp for dogs.
Unless you have a huge, like a big plot of land.
Yeah. If you got,
How you feeding that many dogs, man? One dog is expensive to feed.
there's the and if it's rescues and that's what it is, and they're living on a big ranch somewhere, awesome.
I'm going to say it's not. I bet you it's like a one floor, you know.
There's no way. 1,300 dogs, and dogs can get there. I mean, when you say dog, that size range is immense. Like if you say a cat,
I know.
If you say a cat, you're like, okay, the cat's about the size of my.
You know what to expect.
Yeah, it's about the size of my fucking keyboard. You know what I mean? And every now and then you get a you get. Well,
It's from the first person. That's not what I thought you were going to say.
I just happened to be looking at it, and I was like, "That's about cat sized."
That's like a cat, yeah.
You know, and every now and then you get a chunk, you get a honker, you know, but then you get
You get a chung, you get a honker, and of course.
but then
Every now and then you get a chung, you get a honker.
but a dog, those could go to like half the size of this keyboard. They could go to half cat size.
Could be 2 keyboards.
All the way to like 7, maybe 7 keyboards. I mean, a Great Dane. You think you got one of them marching around?
7.
I mean, how many keyboards is that?
I've never thought. I mean, are we talking just length? It's got to be maybe just 4 keyboards. Length? 3 keyboards? No. 4.
No, I've seen some long.
Depends on the keyboard. You got a numpad on that boy?
Yeah, I do. I've got the numpad. It's a full-size keyboard.
I mean, this is basically how people measured stuff hundreds of years ago, right? Isn't a foot just, it's a goddamn guy's foot?
I think at some point it
A
was.
king's foot, or like a cup is just like a king's handful of rice or something?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure at one point it was, and I guess they just standardized it to something, but probably at some point it was.
Well, the trouble of standardizing things, like I heard a whole thing about they have the standard kilo somewhere. They have a kilogram. It's like a cube of tungsten or whatever, but it slowly decays. It's the constant. It's the standard, you know?
Right.
It's what a kilo is.
Right.
But it's more complicated than that, I think. But I think also a kilo is something that doesn't change. It's just what a cubic liter of water is, right? Because I think like one liter of water is one kg, which is also one.
Listen, man, we're getting into dangerous ground here.
I know, we know. Okay, well, hold on. Okay, let's get right back to ground that we belong in. Colombia's cocaine hippos must be stopped, scientists warn.
Yes, they do. Listen to those scientists. This is the red herrings. These are this is the canary in the coal mine.
They must be stopped.
What are these guys? We've been saying it for years. Colombia, what?
So I imagine
what I'm guessing is because they're doing cocaine drops out of like planes, and
some of it gets in the water,
and then maybe they're like dropping them out of planes, and then people go on boats and pick them up, but before they can get to them, the hippos are eating them and getting coked.
God, a coked up hippo must be. So cocaine works on all mammals, I imagine.
Yeah, it does. Well, dude, it's like
you said that's so definitive. It does.
It does.
Whoa. I don't know about this nonsense about a kilogram, but listen, what I know about is cocaine hippos. Exactly. It works on all mammals.
Listen, anything that you can measure in keyboards can be affected by cocaine.
Well, a hippo's got to be what? 15 keyboards? What are we doing?
A dozen keyboards? I don't know.
I saw this video of a lady. She ordered donuts. She ordered a dozen donuts, and she's like, this isn't a dozen. A dozen's 50. And they're like, ma'am, a dozen's 12. She's like, no, don't you lie to me. I know how much a dozen is. It's 50. She wanted them to give her 50 donuts for the cost of a dozen.
And how do you argue with that level of like where someone's just snapped and they're like, I believe this?
Now, do you think that more people are like that now, or we just have more video evidence because everyone has a camera in their pocket?
I don't know. But that's something I've honestly given thought to. I've thought of that exact same thing. I'm like, are there more crazy people around? Maybe it's a bit of both.
But I think maybe it's both. Maybe both is happening at the same time.
Right.
Because you've got there's more lunacy people. Here's the thing: there's more cameras that have recorded it, so it projects it out to a wider audience.
Oh, which then they feel emboldened.
They feel emboldened, or they adopt it. So then it feeds itself. So you've got this thing where it's like you get people who, if they never were exposed to be like, oh, you can just do that.
Or you could just demand 50 donuts for the price of a dozen.
Yeah, or I have crazy ideas, but I've never felt I could say them but if these people are saying these things, like I have things I want to say, so you don't need like you said, it emboldens people, and it
right.
So it's like a feedback loop. So
I saw a funny thing. Someone said like everyone on Twitter looks the same, like someone with a PhD, and then like your Uncle Larry. Like anyone who tweets something, it just looks the same. It doesn't matter like who's tweeting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the president of the United States and the new president of the United States, they could both say something and it comes the same.
That's true. Taking back, we're talking about the fucking cocaine hippos.
Let's get back to that.
Well, that's like that thing. It's one of my favorite. I know I've said it before, so I won't rehash the whole thing. But it's about that in like 1985 or 6 or something. There was a bear that ate like $1 million worth of cocaine.
No. Oh yeah,
and it killed it. But it started eating it because it didn't know, and it's just like it's feeling fucking great, and it just eats all this cocaine. But dude, there had to be a window of time where if someone would have wandered into the fucking the vicinity of this coked up fucking grizzly bear, that would have to been like the most this thing is like, this is what we live for. It's just like
the mauling, the thrashing that person would have gotten.
It would just turned you into goo. Like, can you imagine? Just a fucking, it's already an apex predator, and now it's on a chemical drug that's...
From what I understand, nothing even comes close to being able to defeat a bear. Maybe an elephant. I bet you an elephant could defeat a bear.
Probably, just for sheer size. The other day I watched a video of a rhino that just had enough of this fucking SUV and decided to just roll it.
Oh.
It rolled it with its head like it was nothing, dude. And it was
with
like...
just its neck muscles? It didn't charge it? It just rolled it?
No, it just started... I mean, it ran into it and then just started...
Okay.
But then it just started flipping it. And then it was just using its head and walking and rolling this SUV with fucking people in it.
The power, man. I can't even imagine the kind of power.
Unreal.
Give that thing cocaine and...
Unleash them on the enemy. That had to be what they thought. How long's cocaine been around?
Cocaine doesn't last very long.
Yeah, but you think you could coke up a bunch of rhinos and send them like charging towards and
But or you could, I mean, like there's better ways. There's grenades.
I mean, not today. I was gonna say not today. Yeah, because guns are a thing.
Yeah.
Back in the day, if you harnessed a bunch of rhinos
well, what, and then what? To what end? To what end?
to destroy your enemies, to coke them up and send them into the village.
Oh, to see them, to raise their villages and hear the lamentations of their women, of course.
Yeah, he had the lamentation of the women. Yeah.
God, I bet you that people have done stuff. I bet you people have like probably incited stampedes and stuff towards villages.
Sure. There has to be. Or people, wield elephants and shit, like in Lord of the Rings.
Or get horses drunk before the night of a battle.
Oh, so they won't be afraid to charge?
No, I mean the enemy's horses.
Oh, sneak in and get the enemy horses?
We can't talk. Did I say horses?
You did say horses, and we're just talking fucking gobbledygook.
There's one more. Here's one more. It's a long one this episode. Here's one more. Overtly sexual cow blocked as Facebook ad.
Oh, what? So there's a cow that. Well, the reason that was blocked is somebody looked at that cow and was like, hold up, that's way too sexy to be on Facebook.
Or do you think it was like a cartoon? Like you think it was like Kung Pao, the one that was doing like karate? They just made like a. We gotta watch Kung Pao again, by the way.
Yeah.
But like, do you remember we watched Kung Pao? If you guys aren't familiar, Kung Pao is the movie. These guys, they got the rights to an old kung fu movie, and then they just superimposed another guy inside. Mm-hmm. And we got super high on edibles one night. I'd never seen it before, and you guys were explaining it to me. And I was like, but I don't understand. Like, can you tell what is new and what's old?
And I'm like, yeah, just watch it.
And then, but we watched it for a long time, about 40 minutes. And I turned to you and I went, I can tell.
Yeah. Because
I can see.
I can tell.
So this cow is, I think it's like something like that. It's just like a cow being sexual, and the Facebook is like, nah.
So it's like an animated cow.
I don't know. God, there's lots of good ones that click me.
There is.
I want to see this lady's house with the 1,300 dogs.
Yes.
I want to know about cocaine hippos.
I absolutely want to know about cocaine hippos.
I want to know about the sexual cow. I just want to see the ad. I don't really want to know about it. But then there's also the Coast Guard. What's up with this trio? Lived on rats.
Yeah.
And the best porno mags. That was all this episode.
God, there's so many good ones.
We packed it. We jam-chacked it. We can't talk today.
We can't. Well, you know what, Sam?
What?
I've went behind your back. I've not been honest. I've been saving up some cards. So if we wanted to
I was so concerned. I was like, what are you about to say? Okay, how many do you have?
how many stories were there again?
She just couldn't say a number.
I've got 3 saved up.
Okay, well, okay.
Because we make the rules.
Then let's cocaine hippos.
All right, just get in there. If it's bullshit, we're out.
Okay.
We're in and we're out.
We're in and we're out. Because we're already 10 minutes over this episode.
We're in and out.
Okay.
Must be stopped, say scientists.
Okay, Colombia's cocaine hippos must be stopped, scientists warn. Pablo Escobar's hippos. Whoa, that's an episode. That's a start of a sentence. Pablo Escobar's hippos are taking over the marshlands of Colombia and need to face the same fate as their late owner before they become impossible to control.
Holy shit, what a legacy.
Oh, so they're not hopped up on cocaine.
No, they're from the cocaine.
They're not coked out.
They're from the cocaine empire of Pablo Escobar, which is even crazier if you think about it. That's kind of crazier than the fact that there's just coked up hippos. Because I was like, that's wild. But it's that the fucking drug czar or the drug lord of from forever ago.
This is pretty wild, man. So most of them found their homes in zoos, but 4 of them escaped, like during all the crackdown of his stuff, and those 4 became 80.
Damn.
Right? And they say that the hippo population could surge to 1,500 by 2024, dude. In 3 years, 1,500, dude. By 2030, they'll take over the states.
Holy shit. Hippo population.
These hippos have become part of the...
I will stray.
These hippos have become part of the local identity, but time is running out.
Holy crap. That's wild. I enjoy that one.
I like it too. I like it better than what we thought.
Yeah, me too.
There's
because it's a bit weirder than what Pablo Escobar's hippos have just set up fucking shop.
Wild. Okay, let's see what this woman's home is like. Mm-hmm. But that's gonna be an image. Should we even bother?
I mean, you could look at it and just describe it real quick if you want.
She's Chinese.
Okay.
They live mostly, it looks like, in cages.
Oh no.
She feeds them, looks like she looks like she's feeding them a lot of rice.
Oh.
She has a pretty big house. She has a pretty big house. It looks like she's taking good care of them. Like, they don't look dirty or anything. They look like they're well taken care of.
But they have, how many? 3,200?
She gets up to 4 a.m. every morning, cleans the pens of about 20 to 30 barrels of waste.
My God.
Cooks over 500 kg of rice, vegetables, and meat for the animals, and makes sure her pets are in good health. Some people think I'm a psychopath, Wynn admits.
Okay.
Some people think I'm a psychopath.
She admits. Okay.
All right, I mean, that's what that is. What was another one? We got one more. Let's go visit the island.
Okay, yeah.
This is kind of not the point of our episode of our show.
It's not. We're just doing our own thing this week.
Oh, guess what?
Huh.
I didn't bring the link for that one for some reason. The link didn't make it, so we only did 2.
That's fine. We got one in the sack.
We'll save that up for another episode.
When we just
we make the rules here, folks.
Just breaking all the rules.
Because sometimes we get in the zone, we just forget we're even podcasting. We're just talking to each other.
Yeah, just start talking.
I want to thank Kishibashi for another episode of the Royal We. No,
that's not what happened. What's happening to us?
Thank you. That's going to do it for us this week. I want to thank Kishibashi for letting us use the song intro/pathos on the album 151A. If you guys want to send us headlines, and you should, we sometimes forget, but you should, at Royal WeCast on Twitter, royalwecast@gmail.com, or live at twitch.tv/Royal WeCast, where I might forget I'm even streaming. That's
it. I mean, what else?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's a long one this week. You're lucky, folks.
Eating the beans and wearing the jeans this week.
Okay, good night, Dan.
Bye.
Every now and then you get a chung, you get a honker.